thank you very, very much. May the Lord bless us. Now we are going to sing our national anthem. This is the ballot, the
one young man in Bamenda, Abakwa, Tikar, made the best presidential candidate in Cameroon to stutter and tremble in Bamenda. I owe that boy $100 just for reminding Issa Tchiroma where he finds himself. That this is Bamenda. And this is a strong message to Issa Tchiroma Bakari that no affiliation with so-called cessationist leader will derail our people because they are committed to their cause of victory. This is the individual that you hope will bring about salvation. Trembles at the voice of one young man in Bamenda that this blood and sweat cannot be traded for a loaf of bread. You make me proud, Bamenda. You make me proud. You're committed. Your dedication, your resilience to the cause of freedom will be remembered for 1,000 years to come. That we challenged evil in this particular part of the world. You make me proud. And this should be a clear message to those who are not committed, that the people of Bamenda, I speak with them on a regular, and that voice makes me to believe what you call me on phone and tell me about how you feel about this country. We hope, if at all Issa Tchiroma becomes president, that you negotiate our peaceful separation, because you can't lead us. There is no one in La République du Cameroon that is fit to lead us. They just came out to see the man who said there was no Anglophone crisis. So don't be confused by the crowd. And the next thing, my people, when they show up, stay in your homes. Not even a bag of rice or their 5,000 should make you leave your home. The next time they show up, let the streets of Bamenda be dry so they understand what time it is. This cannot be traded for a loaf of bread. We have come too far to give up. We heard everything you said. We accept your apology, but that doesn't mean we are voting for you. And we are quick to identify exactly where the problem is. That national anthem, no, we are out. That is the message. We are not part of this system. Long live the United Kingdoms of Tikar, Bamenda. Long live Abakwa. Long live Bamenda. You are the ones that you have been waiting for. And power to the people for whatever, what never.
Now we are going to sing our national anthem. This is the ballot,
Over 1,000 years ago, some say closer to 1200, the ancestors of the Tikar began their journey westward from the Sudan and the Nile Valley. They were guided by their chiefs, carrying sacred fire, iron tools, and the ancestral stool of kingship. Their march carried them through forests and across rivers until at last they reached the fertile plateaus of Adamawa. There they settled for centuries, building villages, farming the soil, and shaping Aeon. But Adamawa was not their final home. From Adamawa to the Bamenda Highlands. By the 1500s and 1600s, 500 years ago, destiny pushed them west again, into the cool Bamenda Highlands. It was here that the royal line of Titam II carried the sacred stool of Tikar to Nitam, the spiritual capital. Nitam became the heart of Tikar memory, the shrine where the covenant between people and ancestors was guarded. From this lineage came two brothers whose paths would change history. Nechare Yen, who journeyed outward and founded the kingdom of Bamun. His brother, who remained at Nitam, protecting the stool and birthing the Highlands kingdoms. From these lines spread the clans and tribes we know today: Enso, Kom, Bafut, Bali, Oku, Boom, Babonki, and many more. All are branches of the Tikar tree, rooted in Sudan, replanted in Adamawa, and flourishing in the Bamenda grassfields, breaking into smaller tribes. But unity was dangerous in the age of slave raids. From the 1500s onward, the Highlands became a target. Neighboring states and slave merchants descended on them from every side. From the coastal slave routes, more than 60,000 Tikar men, women, and children were captured across 3 centuries. At that time, the entire Highland population was perhaps 200,000, meaning nearly 1 in 3 lives stolen. From the northern slave raids, Fulani and Hausa raiders carried off another 40,000 captives, when the northern Tikar population may have numbered 150,000. Again, a quarter of a people torn away. Faced with annihilation, the Tikar chose survival. They split into smaller tribes and chiefdoms, scattering across valleys and hilltops. What seemed like division was in truth a strategy to make it harder for enemies to enslave them all. A landlocked people surrounded by enemies. The Highlands were fertile, but landlocked, surrounded by hostile neighbors and cut off from the coast. The Tikar were boxed in. Jealousy and envy made them perpetual targets. Their ironwork and skill became reasons to attack, not to befriend. Masters of iron and trade, yet the Tikar endured. They became masters of iron, blacksmiths who shaped earth into tools and weapons. Farmers came for hoes, hunters for spears, warriors for blades. Cowries, beads, and food flowed into Tikar hands in exchange for fire-forged skill. Trade bound them to neighbors, but envy never slept. Worship and sacrifice. The Tikar did not walk without gods. Their world was alive with spirits of rivers, hills, and ancestors. At sacred groves, they poured palm wine, offered kola nuts, chickens, goats, and cattle. Blood was life, and life bridged the seen with the unseen. Sacrifice was covenant, not fear. We have not forgotten you, ancestors. Walk with us, evil as divine test. When calamity struck, famine, disease, raids, the Tikar did not say, "The gods have abandoned us." They said, "The gods are testing us." Just as iron is tested in flame, so were the Tikar tested by suffering. 400 years of slavery. Then came the long night. For 400 years, the Tikar Highlands became hunting grounds. Sons and daughters were chained, marched to the coast, and sold across the seas. The Tikar never signed away their freedom. We never signed any treaty with the white man. We never sold our own into bondage. We were the victims of neighbors who betrayed us, selling us into foreign hands. By the end of the slave trade, the Highlands had lost nearly half their people to coastal traders in the south and northern raiders in the Sahel, annexation and plantations. When slavery gave way to colonialism, bondage did not end. The Germans came, then the French and British. Without Tikar consent, false borders were drawn. The Highlands were boxed into an artificial invention called Cameroon. And who ruled this false nation? The very neighbors who had hunted Tikar for centuries. When the Cameroon Development Corporation, CDC, rose in the coastal plantations, Tikar's sons and daughters were sent to labor on bananas, cocoa, and rubber. From forging iron to breaking soil for foreign masters, the cycle of exploitation continued. 553 years of trial. For more than 553 years, the Tikar have endured trial, raids, slavery, colonialism, annexation, exploitation. Always the target of envy, always the backbone of others' wealth, always boxed into a nation not of their choosing. But the gods have not been silent. They wait for their children to remember, to return, to rise. The rebirth of the Tikar nation. Now the dawn from Titam II's stool at Nditam, from the brother who remained, and from Nchare Yen, who went forth to found Bamun. Our legacy spread. Every tribe of the Highlands is Tikar by blood. And though we broke into smaller chiefdoms to survive, we remain one people, one origin, one destiny. Our blood flows in the veins of the world. You see it in Oprah Winfrey, Blair Underwood, Michael Jordan, Vinicius Jr., Spike Lee. All DNA tested, all confirmed descendants of Tikar. This is not the end. This is the rebirth of the Tikar civilization. We are the Tikar. We have endured. And now, we return.